yeah. It is that time, everyone. It is that time for another edition of Marilyn's Cafe Society Radio, right here on the YouTube channel. How are you? Are you living? Are you laughing? Are you loving? Wow, I tell you, we looked up and it's already Tuesday, November 23rd, 2021. Yeah, just a few days away from the big Thanksgiving Day. How are you? What's going on with you? Well, listen, I am good. I'm just trying to get into the spirit of the holidays, trying to decide if I'm going to do some cooking. I really, at this point, should just close my mouth and not eat anything else because of this COVID weight gain and just trying to get that off. And then I can start all over with where I was pre-COVID, but anyway, I'm going to make some healthy food choices as I have been, to the best of my ability. I'm trying to decide on decorations for the holiday. What am I going to do specifically? I do have an emergency situation that I'm dealing with as well, but it's okay. It's all right. And to help myself feel better, well, I've been singing, finding time to sing and have some karaoke moments with some of my favorite singers, singing along with them on their songs and, just getting into the spirit. All right. And so we're going to keep things light for this particular show due to the holidays. We don't want to get too heavy, but I do just want to say this. I do want to send out prayers and condolences to all of those in Wakesha, Wisconsin, who were affected by, the reckless, tragic, and deadly act of that person. Of course, it all happened during their annual holiday parade, and last reported Darrell Brooks, who authorities say is responsible for killing 5 people and injuring more than 40 others, has been arrested and is set to go before the judge today if he has not already done so. So again, heartfelt condolences, prayers, and warm thoughts going out to the community of Wakesha, Wisconsin. Also, prayers and condolences up for the Shabazz family. Just read that Malikah Shabazz, who's the daughter of Malcolm X, was found dead in her Brooklyn, New York home on yesterday. Police reported that Malikah was found by her daughter around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday. She's 56 years old and was one of Malcolm X's 6 daughters. Now, so far they're saying that the death does not appear suspicious, but we'll be watching this to see what other developments come out of it. And so again, we send prayers and condolences out to the family and friends. My goodness. All right. Let's just give our coronavirus update real quick. The global totals have now increased to just under 258.5 million cases. And this, again, is according to Johns Hopkins University. And there are now more than 5.1 million deaths worldwide. Here in the United States, we're reporting more than 47.9 million confirmed COVID cases and more than 772,588 deaths here in the United States. Now, in the United States, it looks like Los Angeles County, California, has the highest number of COVID-19 cases at 1.5 million and more than 27,000 deaths. And of course, they have a lot more people out there in California as well. So just kind of keep that perspective. Now, also, China is now reporting 111,011 cases. That's just 209 more cases since last week's report, and their COVID-19 deaths number remains at 4,849. Here in the United States, according to the CDC, 60% of the United States population is now considered fully vaccinated. And of course, the Department of Defense announced on Monday that it has paid Pfizer $1.4 billion for an additional 200 million doses of its COVID-19 vaccine. And they're reporting that these doses will be distributed internationally. And so everyone, as we approach this Thanksgiving holiday and, all the get-togethers and parties and events that come with it, remember to continue to stay safe and protect yourself accordingly. Taking a look at some other news, well, the House Democrats passed a $2 trillion social spending plan just on last Friday. But the big question now is, will the Senate pass it? Now, it's being reported that Senate Democrats do want to get this bill passed before Christmas. But there are 2 points of contention. And of course, last week we talked about some of this, but the top 2 problems to some Democrats is that provision that will cap insulin costs to $35 monthly. Now, this provision was designed to help cut rising costs of healthcare. Big Pharma's unbelievably high price hikes, as well as to fulfill a Democratic campaign promise. And I know that if that passes, that will be a huge relief to so many people who struggle to pay for their insulin. I've heard of cases where people have had to forego paying bills, or, if there's a hiccup with their insurance or whatever, they have to, really make some adjustments to their budget in order to pay for insulin. It costs so much. So this will be great. I don't know why they're kind of hesitating on it, but there indeed needs to be some intervention in Big Pharma's prices. It's just unbelievable. All right. And then the second point of contention is the paid family leave. It's in jeopardy, you all. And of course, this provision will allow for up to 4 weeks of paid leave for new parents to take care of a newborn child, along with sick leave. It won't start until 2024, but it will be a good thing, right? Now, again, this is something that some of the Democrats and definitely Republicans don't want to pass. By the way, just FYI, the United States is currently the only wealthy nation in the world that does not offer any national paid leave for its citizens. So, we need to get with the program. All right. And so in response to political pressure to provide relief to Americans and to tackle inflation, President Biden has released a total of 5 million barrels of oil from the nation's emergency stockpile to lower elevated gas prices and energy costs. Isn't that great? I mean, we've been complaining, and obviously the reports have been coming through for a few months now on the uptick of the cost of gasoline and, how our gas heating our homes and all of that was going to increase as a result of what's going on in the oil industry. And so, the Biden administration has finally agreed to release the extra barrels of oil, and over the next few months, they will be replacing that stockpile. But again, the gas prices, we should see the gas prices drop back down to, where we've been used to paying for gas, and also prayerfully the gas bills, the energy costs will also not increase beyond what they, have been. All right. And then listen to this. This is a good news story. The founder of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, has donated $100 million to the Obama Foundation. And he did it because he wanted to honor Congressman John Lewis, who we all know is that lifelong activist and hero of the civil rights movement. And, we lost him last year. Now, as a condition of the donation, Jeff Bezos asked that a plaza at the Obama Presidential Center be named after Congressman John Lewis. And he went on record as saying that he believed that freedom fighters deserve a special place in the pantheon of heroes. And I can't think of a more fitting person to honor with this gift than John Lewis. And of course, these were the words of Jeff Bezos. So, that's awesome. That is awesome. And I can actually see the first part of that quote actually becoming, one of those quotes that get put out there in the atmosphere and people reference, in the future. That's a beautiful thing. All right, so let's kind of look at some retail news. Target has made the news by announcing yesterday that they will permanently close its doors every Thanksgiving Day going forward. Now, Thanksgiving Day was temporarily given off last year as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, not just by Target, but other retailers as well. And if you just think back over the last 20 years, a lot of big box retail chains and just retail chains in general started merging Black Friday into Thanksgiving Day to compete with online retailers like Amazon. Remember that? Because, those predictions were out there 10 years ago that online shopping is going to increase every year. And so, those in-store retailers were trying to devise programs and things to do to kind of offset that. And so the stores began to open at midnight on Thanksgiving. Remember that? All the people would park in the parking lots of the malls and wait for midnight, the clock to strike midnight, so they can run into the stores and start shopping. And then the times got earlier and earlier. 10 p.m. they would open on Thanksgiving night, 9 p.m. on Thanksgiving night, and some would open at 6 p.m. Thanksgiving evening, and then it became 2 p.m. and then noon on Thanksgiving Day. And then before we knew it, the stores were opening as normal every morning on Thanksgiving Day to get ahead of the online shopping that was competing with their business. Now, as I announced last week on the show, other retailers like Macy's and Kohl's and Walmart will have announced that they will in fact be closed for Thanksgiving Day this year too, but they have not gone on record to say if they will do what Target has done, and that is to make Thanksgiving Day a holiday for their employers. Their employees every year going forward. Now, listen, just because the stores are closed doesn't mean that people aren't shopping, because, the stats are out there, the research is out there that Thanksgiving Day has become the third largest online shopping day on the calendar, right behind Cyber Monday and, of course, Black Friday. So, people are just shopping. I think that's a form of therapy for many, and I guess a way to reward themselves for all their hard work, right? All right. Well, speaking of days off, listen to this story. Some companies are telling their workers to take 5 this week. Yes, take 5. What do you mean, Marilyn? Well, you know that Thanksgiving Day, most companies, corporations, businesses, employers give Thanksgiving Day off. And some of them even give the day after Thanksgiving off as a paid holiday to their employers. That's also known as Black Friday. But what you may not know is about this new holiday that some employers have come up with, and it's called Breaksgiving Day. Breaksgiving Day. And that day is the Wednesday before Thanksgiving Day. So they're giving their employees Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off. Yeah, Breaksgiving Day. That's what it's called. Now, some of the employers are, paying for it. They're giving them that day as a holiday, while others are just encouraging their workers to take a vacation day on that day. But nevertheless, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are now days off that many employers are giving their employers, with the exception of those, essential workers, essential businesses. They just can't do it. But for, Fortune 500 companies and small businesses, they are doing it. In fact, some companies are even saying, as I said when I opened up this story, to go ahead and take the entire week off. Take Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off. And I think it's because this whole COVID-19 pandemic experience has taught us that, especially here in America, we've just been so intense about the traditional work week and traditional work hours and what work setups should look like. And this has all taught us and proven to us that there are other ways and better ways to do things. And that, yes, people are responsible, employees are responsible. They deserve paid time off. And so that's what they're doing. They're encouraging them to take the whole week, Thanksgiving week off. Again, some of these companies are paying for it as holiday time, while others are just encouraging their workers to take their vacation time for the Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then, of course, the Thursday and Friday would be paid for by the company. And by the way, most school districts this year have, across this country, have also given students and teachers a week of rest during this holiday, Thanksgiving holiday week. So, and I think in that case, it is really deserving. They have really been going through some changes in the school systems since the students have returned back into the classroom. A lot of what I'm hearing has not been good. So I think both the students and the teachers deserve this week off. All right, everybody. Well, before we get into other light news, let's go ahead and check the stock market for today. As of around 1 p.m. today, the Dow was up 27.94 points to 35,646.94. The S&P 500 dropped by 12.32 points to 4,685.07. And the NASDAQ also dipped by 176.44 points to 16,204.41. Gold was down $17.88 to $1,786.87 per ounce. And oil rose. Yeah, it's up $2.23 per barrel to $78.68. So I wonder if that's a result of the news that came from the White House this morning regarding the oil situation. But anyway, that's your stock market report. Now, to lighten things up further, here's a fun story. Well, kind of, sort of fun. I'm sure the young man who was injured doesn't think it's fun, but listen to this story. LeBron James was ejected from an NBA game on Sunday after he had a flashback in my mind to street basketball. And he struck Isaiah Steward of the Detroit Pistons in the face, giving him a bloodied eye and mouth. Now, as a result, Stewart charged after him, and several players had to rush in to separate them. They say several players, but it looked like the whole team, both teams were on the floor with them. Anyway, the chief referee, Scott Foster, explained in a report later that LeBron James was ejected because of a flagrant foul for unnecessary and excessive contact above the shoulder. And Isaiah Steward received 2 technical fouls for unsportsmanlike acts. Now, as a result of all of that, they will both miss upcoming games, with LeBron receiving a suspension for 1 game and Stewart will be suspended for 2 games. And I guess that's because he was the one that was just really, really riling things up and trying to, get after LeBron and so forth. But I think it's interesting that this all went down in Detroit. Need I remind you that, Detroit had the bad boys back in the late 80s and the 90s. And so this kind of thing was kind of normal with them. And then also, how coincidental is it that one of the players involved in this has the name Isaiah, as in Isaiah Thomas, who was a bad boy from Chicago, actually, but, he played for the Detroit Pistons. So again, I don't know. This, to me, was basketball in the 80s and 90s. And so they're trying to keep it, from being so rough, I guess. But those guys back in the days were rough and stuff. They kind of mixed in street ball with, organized basketball. But anyway, speaking of street ball, Season 30 of Dancing with the Stars came to a dramatic end on Monday when Iman Shumpert and his pro dance partner Daniela walked away with the mirror ball. Now, they took on the fan favorites of the season. Many people are calling them the fan favorites, and that is JoJo Siwa and pro partner Jenna Johnson. Now, listen. There were fireworks, incredible energy, competitive energy, I should say, and a whole lot of confetti flying around all over the place last night during this competition between the 2 teams of dancers. But Shumpert walked away and making history and becoming the first former NBA star to win the Mirror Ball Trophy. Now, many believe that it was his Chicago freestyle dance that sealed the deal for him. In fact, guest judge Julianne Ho called it her favorite freestyle routine in 30 seasons, as she expressed her appreciation of that Chicago-style footwork performance like only a Chicagoan can. And let me tell you, I fell out. It was so good. It was so good. So congratulations to Eamon, I should say. And he certainly earned that win. All right. And so, as I was saying earlier, Christmas is right around the corner. Thanksgiving is first and then Christmas. But some motorists in California may have thought Christmas came early last Friday when an armored truck dropped loads of cash onto the freeway in Carlsbad, California. Now, it rained down money, and this, of course, caused major traffic jams as people parked and exited their vehicles to scoop up the bills. However, those who were able to pocket the cash quickly realized that no, Christmas did not come early and God did not bless them with free money. Authorities from the California Highway Authority as well as the FBI announced that the motorists who scooped up the money need to return it, or they may face possible criminal charges. Now, so far, they're saying that most of the money has been returned, but they do have video and photos of the people who picked up money. So if you are some of those people, you need to return it. Otherwise, you may be in some deep trouble. Man, that that was something else. I saw the video footage of it, and yeah, just imagine minding your business, riding down the highway, and all of a sudden money just starts flying all over the place. It was unreal. But no, it was not free money for anyone to just walk away with. You got to return it. Got to return it. All right, all right. I think that is it, everybody. I just wanted to pop in during this holiday week to see how you're doing and to let you know that I am well and getting in the holiday spirit. I think I'm going to, yeah, either Thanksgiving Day or Black Friday. I think I'm going to go ahead and get the tree up. And I was talking to family members earlier in the week. I think I'm going to try to do a live tree this year. For those who've been with the show, you know, there was a time frame early on in the show where that's all I had was, you know, every year I would get a live tree and I would share the adventures of the experience of doing that. But then I gifted a artificial tree, or how did I happen upon an art? Oh, I remember. I was shopping in one of the department stores that sells Christmas trees after the Christmas holiday season. And they had this artificial tree that was marked down drastic. I mean, it was more than 50% off, and I just could not walk away. So I purchased it and started using it every year. And that's what I've been doing, throwing up the artificial tree, at least for the last 8 years or so. But yeah, this year I think I'm going to go back to the live trees. I just love the aroma, the pine aroma, the evergreen aroma that's in the house. Yes, the needles, when they start falling from the tree, can be a headache in terms of, you know, getting them up, scooping them up. But I think it's worth it because there's just nothing like having a real live tree in your house. And listen, this is the one time of the year where you can string lights all through your house and people won't think you're weird, you know? So I'm going to go for it. You should too. All right, all right. Well, before we wrap up, I do want to remind you or mention this one last thing. And of course, you've heard about it. For those who've been supportive, thank you so much. But last week, hours before Julius Jones was set to be executed, the Oklahoma governor, Governor Stitt, stopped the execution by commuting his death sentence to life in prison without the possibility of parole, which is you know, slightly different from what his pardon and parole board recommended. They wanted the sentence to be commuted to life in prison with the possibility of parole. And so the fight continues. Julius's life is saved, thank God. And send a letter of thanks to Governor Stitt for saving Julius Jones's life. And of course, you can go to justiceforjuliusjones.com to get the link to contact Governor Stitt, and also to, you know, just stay updated and get important information and even next steps that his advocates are going to be taking to make sure that he has the possibility of parole and or better, even better, that he is set free. So again, that's justiceforjuliusjones.com. For all of that information. And again, thanks to everyone who supported and who, you know, just really, there's footage of people who just went down to Oklahoma and prayed. I really believe in the power of prayer, and the with that and the work of his attorneys and the advocates, his life was spared. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Well, just one last reminder: we have the rest of this week to practice our new word for the month of November, which is trig, and it means neat and smart in appearance. So I'm trying. We've been learning quite a few words in the past year, so I keep trying to remember some of the words. Mirific is stuck in my head for some reason. Mirific I use quite a bit, and cast I use quite a bit, and this September word, I believe, salubrious, I use quite a bit, but we just got to take one step at a time. So I'm going to be trying to inject trig into my conversations before this month is over, and actually throughout the year. So I don't know. I was thinking just repeating these words for next year, just repeating them so that they really sink in and become a part of our vocabulary, our speak. You know what I'm saying? I know that's, one way to reinforce learning. So we may just, review all the words in 2022 that we learned in 2021, just to make sure that they stick with us, right? All right. Perhaps. Okay, so before we go, let's go ahead and pull the name for this month's winner of the Countdown to Christmas giveaway. Are you ready? Can you hear that? That's my cup. All right. And I'm just going to pull a name and see who it is. All right, Senabella, congratulations to you. Okay, I'm not cheating, folks. You saw me on camera pull the last month's winner. And honestly, I've been honest with this one as well, but it just so happens that they are people that I know. Well, I did tell you that people who interact with me via email, social media, whatever, I will put their names in. And so Senabella is this month's winner. Congratulations to you. And of course, I will be in contact and get everything to you within the next 7 days. All right. So listen, we have one more giveaway, and that's going to be in December. Let's get the exact date here. So Christmas Day is on the Saturday, the 25th. So, will I do a show that Thursday before Christmas Eve? I'll decide. It'll either be the 21st of December or the 23rd of December. All right. So there's time for businesses, companies, people with products and brands, or even your personas, books, whatever. If you want to contribute to this giveaway, just reach out. Or if you want to throw your name in the hat for consideration to be a winner, again, send your name and contact information to producer@marilynscafesociety.com. And we'll get everything to you. Also, remember the email, Mondays with Marilyn email. You can send it to your email address to me at marilynscafesociety@yahoo.com. And I will get you on that list. And every Monday, you'll get a nice email from me. Short and sweet. All right. I'm not going to take up a lot of your time. Okay, remember to visit the website, Maryland'sCafeSociety.com. You can find the links to social media there, as well as a link to the weekly blog. And of course, thanks so much for checking out this YouTube video on the YouTube channel. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Love is. Gosh darn it. I did it again. Should I not do Love Is anymore, since it seems like every show that's the one. All right. Well, this should be easy. I'll make it up off the fly. Love is being thankful. How about that? Love is being thankful. Yeah, for Thanksgiving Day and all that it means. All right. All right. So remember, everybody, as you move through the rest of this week, if you don't do anything else, be sure that you live, you laugh, and you love. As always, it's a pleasure and a privilege. I'll see you on the next show, which will probably be next week. However, I may just pop in during the holidays just to say hi, okay? All right. Peace, everybody. Enjoy your holiday. Happy Thanksgiving.